I'm doing very well, thank you. That's kind of you. It's been pretty exciting.
I was reading up on you this morning in how you didn't really remember that you entered the contest.
I didn't know it was a contest. I just thought they were looking for incredible stories, and so I thought, I think I might have one of those. At the beginning of this, at the onset of this, I would feel depressed, and I would feel sad, and I would, your emotions just are kind of like running wild, and I just remember feeling like that was bad to feel like that. Like, I thought if I was anything less than happy that I wasn't doing a good job, that I was, failing at having cancer,
Well, because all you hear is that person had cancer, and look how happy and smiley they still are, and they are awesome.
They were so tough.
I mean, you don't necessarily see people in their darkest, low times.
I got a piece of advice from a guy who said, there's no right way to feel. I mean, if you feel sad, be sad. Nobody wrote a book called The Right Way to Have Cancer. But I first was diagnosed with cancer when I was 23 years old. So I think prior to that time, like any 23-year-old, I was concerned about providing a comfortable living for myself, and I wanted to make a lot of money, and I was majoring in advertising in school, and I knew if you put in the long hours and the time that you could do very well at the profession. And so that was kind of my plan. And once I got cancer, that kind of changed, I suppose. Right here where it's black is where the cancer just totally corroded my bone. So the Dr. Randall cut right here, and he cut right here, and then he lifted out that tumor was wrapped all around there. This is the tumor when they took it out.
Yeah, that's what your bone is supposed to look like.
Well, that was what they put in me. And then this was what they took out, and the tumor is all wrapped around my femur. And then they cut this one down to the right size and then just replaced it.
It just felt like every time we were going into a doctor's office, it was to find out more and more bad news. He had a tumor, and then it was cancerous, and then it was stage 4 cancer, and it was all over his lungs, and it was just bad news after bad news after bad news.
Well, we're driving right now up to the Huntsman Cancer Institute. We'll be getting the results of my 3-month checkup to see whether or not the cancer has returned or whether it's still in remission. You nervous?
I always am.
I knew something was wrong with my health because I started feeling some pain in my leg. It was simple pain, wasn't anything major, but I realized when you get married, your health isn't your health anymore. It's all of a sudden your wife's health as well. And so after talking about this, she said, you should really go. And I thought, no, it's fine, it's nothing. And she said, no, you should really go. She's very persistent.
I hate this. You go into the appointment, and you're in this revolving door, and you either spit out this way or you spit out this way. You're good or you're not good. It feels so random sometimes.
At first I thought, well, what does this mean for school? And I thought about logistics first, and then I realized, wait a second, Daniel, people with cancer die. Interesting how your perspective shifts in just a moment. Hey, Mom.
Yeah, hi.
What's up?
Just get ready to eat. What's up?
No, nothing.
You?
Nothing.
No, did you get your results back?
Oh, the results. Is that why I'm calling?
Yes, that's why you're calling.
Yeah, we got them back. It's all good.
I knew it was going to be.
Yeah. Are you happy?
Hey, I'm so happy.
Yeah, good news. So,
That's right. So now you're 10 months cancer-free.
yes, we're getting there. Dad, did you hear that?
I sure did, Dad, and that's great.
Yeah, so that's where we are. But I just wanted to call you and tell you.
It's so different making that other phone call. It's good. It's good. Hi, Dr. Gal. How are you? Good news today.
I know. Let's say and maybe it hasn't even broken, but if it hasn't healed by July, that's been a year and a half since the last surgery.
I mean, it looks more robust than it did.
Really?
Robust.
I mean,
That's good.
really feel it?
I like robust.
They use that.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Betcha. All right.
Thanks.
Give me a hug.
He genuinely cares about me and about my life. I'm not a number. I'm not a statistic. And that was kind of the way I felt at the offset of this before we went to him. Doctors would talk about statistics and percentages that I have a 30% chance of living, and that's discouraging. It's very discouraging to feel like I'm being talked about like a weather forecast. You know what I mean? Like percentages. And I don't care if I have a 30% chance. I don't care if I have a 2% chance. If I'm going to live, I'm going to live, and if I'm not, I'm not. There's a bigger plan than just what their percentages say.
If you don't have those values, you don't get a guy like Dan. And that wasn't Dan acting. That was Dan being Dan, facing cancer for all of these years, facing functional disability for all these years, and never once feeling sorry for himself, feeling grateful that he is here and can be with his wife and teach children. And he doesn't try to be a messenger for anybody. He doesn't try to be a role model. He just has a sense of value, of what is really important, that so much, at least in our country it seems, is by the wayside. And so whatever happens to him, if he were eventually to die from his disease, or not, he has had a beautiful life, a life that so few of us will ever be able to embrace because of his core values.
Leaving is the best.
Leaving is the best feeling in the world, yeah.
No matter if it's bad or good news, really, because it's a relief either way, just to know. But gosh, it's so much happier leaving with good news.
Yeah.
Every single good news appointment, we feel more and more hope.
Because every single time we get good news, there's that much more of a chance that my cancer will never come back. And that's the ultimate goal.
And then even then, 3 more months. We've got 3 more months. We've got 3 more months of not worrying about cancer, not going back to that hospital, not any of that. 3 more months to live.
I remember distinctly sitting in a class. We were doing an advertising campaign. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is what your life has come to, advertising this product. And I thought, after what I've been through, there's got to be something more than just helping myself. Next! Look at the face. No! Wait, what do you got?
Proverbs?
Completely different than what I ever thought I would be doing. And I know a lot of people think, how could you ever teach high school aged kids? And I don't know what it is about them, but I love them. I think they're so sharp. I know we talk about the entitlement generation, but I see awesome kids and teach awesome kids every day. And even if it's just a small portion of what I've gone through to help somebody else's life. And that's how my life has changed since getting cancer. Well, it's a typical love story. Boy meets a girl. They fall in love and get married. And the fairy tale begins to unfurl. But before that fairy tale gets started, boy finds out he's got a deadly disease. And he can't help but wonder, will girls stick around or pick up and leave? And she said, in sickness and sorrow, in pain or poverty, I will stand right beside you. In this I will guarantee, I'll make wrong all right. And I'll make the dark seem like light. When you feel like you can't go on, I'll take over the fight. treatment. Into remission he went. And through this terrible experience, he learned what true love meant. And he said, in sickness, in sorrow, in pain or poverty, you stood right beside me. In this you guarantee, you made wrong all right, and you made the dark seem like the light. And when I felt like I couldn't go on, you took over the fight. You took over the fight. So now I'll take over the fight, like you took over the fight.